absolute crazy week, as week one always is. We always tell you whenever we do our picks every year, week one is the week that if you want to bet money in the NFL, don't do week one. Don't do it because it's such a crapshoot. You just never know what's going to happen. So, all right, I think we got Rob back here though. Let's see.
Hello.
There he is. Rob is back.
I'm back.
Back again. Tell a friend. Perfect timing here for us to go through our recap of my victory in week one. Oops, did I spoil that?
3 points is nothing.
4 points. So anyway, real quick, the rundown on the earlier games here. So obviously y'all probably already, this is kind of old news. We want to give you at least our pick results on it real quick. So we got, of course, obviously the Thursday game was the Cowboys at Eagles. You and I both picked Rob the Eagles to win, to beat the spread, and to get the over on that. And the game in the end was 24 Eagles and 20 for the Cowboys there. So the Cowboys actually did beat the spread. So we each got 1 point each for the win, lost on the spread, and lost on the over-under. We had 46.5 on the over-under. So obviously at 44 points, that didn't quite hit. We also had, of course, the Friday game, the Chiefs at the Chargers. And yeah, that was not a good game for us there. Because we both picked the Chiefs to win, but the Chargers squeaked out that one in Brazil 27-21. You did pick the Chargers for the spread picks. So you got a point for that one. And we both had the under, and it was the over on that. So therefore, neither one of us got anything on that. So Willie, you got 1 point. That's it for us. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a really bad game.
That game kind of goes to show you, like, probably what kind of Chiefs we're going to play. Just spiteful and who knows, some downward spiral, which we both said go into that. But also, let's look at the Chargers.
Yeah, and we said Chargers will be a better team this year with Harbaugh in there. That's for sure. I like Harbaugh as a coach. I just think he has a shelf life. I think after a couple of years, he's pretty much done.
Yeah, so that's pretty fair.
Yeah. So, all right, 1 o'clock games. Let's get to the bunch yesterday here.
All right. So, do you want me to go at 70s or do you want to run this down?
Well, I'm not sure you're going to be able to with your setup you got right now. So,
let's go, Drew.
Anthony said, by the way, real quick, got to give him the thank you there for 9 super chat there. Much appreciated support as always, man. As Jay says, dance time. As Rob gave you a little dance, a nice little Irish jig there or something.
Well, no, Irish jigs use no hands. Drew.
Is that it?
Part of the problem with your dance.
These things, okay. I'm such a mutt. I don't know any of the dances. That's why I can't dance. I'm too much of a mutt. So, all right, let's get into the 1 o'clock games here from Sunday. So, first game we got there, the Buccaneers and the Falcons in an NFC South matchup there, which it's hard to get excited about the NFC South because the division sucks so much. But this actually is usually a good matchup here. Bucs have won the division the last 4 years in a row, and the Falcons end up winning both times there against the Bucs last year. End result this time different. Bucs win 23-20. Baker led the Bucs to a game-winning drive in the final 2 minutes. After already missing a field goal in the game, the Bucs also missed the extra point on that last final touchdown as well, which gave the Falcons a chance to try to tie it up with a last-minute field goal. Penix did drive the team down to go ahead and attempt a 44-yard field goal with just 6 seconds left, and the Falcons missed it. By the way, this is a theme this week. Missed field goals left and right.
And Drew, let's talk about Penix Jr., who's coming to. What was that?
He looked spectacular, I thought, in that game compared to for a guy who only played 3 weeks. Maybe I'm just biased. I like Penix.
No, listen, he was. It's going to be at the end of this week. He's going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks, that wise.
Yeah, and he's still developing. I think this is going to be the year we kind of by the end of the year have a better idea of what he is. But I still have faith in him. But I just think Baker right now is probably one of the most underrated players in the NFL, if not the most underrated in the NFL. He's an above average quarterback. He's not quite elite. Like, he's very good, though.
I as my own bias, like, listen, Baker burnt a lot of people in fantasy, burnt a lot of people just overall thinking he's going to be this great player. Playing in Tampa has been the best thing that's happened to him and Tampa Bay in a long time. And besides Tom Brady, can't get away from that. But
years ago, Tom Brady.
But I'm just saying, like, it brought Tampa Bay from being a terrible team, and obviously they were not a great team before Tom Brady, but like they have now not had a bad team in the course of 8 years.
Let's be honest, we would kill to have the last 5-6 years the Bucs have had.
Yeah, I mean, great. They've had some great talent, throw the ball down to, but that's also QB play.
What you need to win is down. Crazy.
Yeah.
Someone should have formed Joe Schoen of this, that's for sure. But anyway, again, 23-20 on the Bucs there. I had the Bucs to win. You had the Falcons to win. We both had the Falcons to beat the spread, and we both picked the under. So I got 2 points. You got one of that. As Jay also mentions, that rookie wide receiver for the Bucs there from Ohio State can play. And by the way, also Sterling Shepard 30 yards in that game too as well. Sterling Shepard's still doing it. So yeah, it's amazing. He's also
that
healthy.
Rascal.
Somehow leaving the Giants made him magically healthy, as if there's an issue with the Giants team as a whole. Just saying. Let's
get 30 yards a game every 4 games. Stop.
All right, next up, we got a lot of games to go with here this week here. So we got the Bengals and at the Browns here, the Battle of Ohio there, in the battle for the state nobody wants. The Bengals end up squeaking out a win 17-16 there. In the fourth quarter, the Browns missed a field goal. Their defense got the ball back in the Bengals just to have the ball tipped on from a wide receiver's hands into being an interception to seal the game. Like, this is as Browns a way of possibly, losing as possible. Like, it's just, you can't even write this stuff. I feel bad for them because, like, they were there. They should have won the game point blank. Should have won the game.
They really tried to lose that game.
They didn't just try. They did lose the game. They succeeded in losing the game. That's the crazy.
Well, they didn't try to win it. Is what I'm trying to say. They tried to lose that game. It is crazy.
Yeah, like I said, it's absolutely insanity here. Now, you and I picked the Bengals to win. You picked the Browns to win. We did the same for the spread. I picked the Bengals. You picked the Browns. So we evened out on that. We each won one of those. And then I had the under. You had the over. So I get the 1 point for the under at that point there. So I get the slight victory 2-1 on that one there. Next up, we got the DJ Bowl. We already talked about it a little bit there. The Colts won 33-8, and Peyton Manning was in the house there as the Colts were also honoring start of the game there. Late owner Jim Irsay, and it looked like there was like a second Peyton Manning the way Daniel Jones played. Again, 22 of 29, 272 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a passing touchdown. 2, on the other hand, again, 2 interceptions and a fumble by the third quarter. And the Colts ended up being the first team since 1977. Now, that just says, guys, this has never happened in my entire lifetime. The first
close to it.
1977 to literally score a point on every single drive in a game. Keep in mind that it doesn't happen very often because usually there's at least one punt. Sometimes the clock just runs out of the half, or you kneel down and just take the win at that point. No, they're literally every single drive. They score points. Absolutely insanity. So let's see here. On I had picked the Dolphins to win, just I didn't trust Daniel Jones. Apparently I should have not trusted Tua more. You picked the Colts, so you got the win there. You picked the Colts to beat the spread there 1.5, so therefore you got the point there. I picked the under, as did you. So you end up getting all 3 correct, got your trifecta. I just get the 1 for the under at that point. So yeah, you definitely got me on that one there. Apparently, I was just too smitten there on.
You're too jaded by DJ.
on how bad DJ is there. Yeah, it is what it is. Listen, I still think he's bad, but we'll find out. Time will tell. Next up, we got the Panthers at the Jaguar in the lightning round here. That game was like hours of being delayed here. You thought the Thursday night game was delayed for lightning. This one takes the cake, that's for sure. That Florida Lightning just keep on hitting there. Jaguars win 26-10. And listen, there's nothing really you could do to sum up this game other than saying flat out the Jaguars were just a better team. The Panthers looked bad. I'm sure the break didn't help either team really at that point there, but the Panthers just flat out looked bad in that. And you and I don't look good for that because you and I both had the Panthers to win, the Panthers to beat the spread, and the over on the points. So we just goose egged across the board on that one.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to be like the Panthers, like, hey, we looked way better in the second half of last year, and Jacksonville just took advantage of their rivals and just won.
Yeah, absolutely 100% there. Next up, we had Sneaky Pete and the new Las Vegas Raiders going into New England to battle the Patriots there. You had the passing attack to the Raiders was 100% what made the wins there. I mean, Ashton Genty, all the hype he got at that point there, 19 rushes, 38 yards, and a touchdown. That's it.
Listen, everyone wants to give credit to like that, the number one running back coming out, like still a rookie.
Yeah,
still a rookie.
Still a rookie. I get it, but in the end, I feel like running back is the easiest position pretty much to come in and just make an impact as a rookie, because what do? You just run, hit the hole. Like nothing changes college to pro. Your pass protection changes a lot. That's what gets more, difficult to figure out there. But there's not much that's, to figure out there otherwise. I mean, it's simple. You go in this gap, you hit the hole. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And Jay says that's why we need to hire like Pete Carroll who can stabilize the franchise. Yeah, maybe Pete Carroll should have been the guy we brought in to replace Dable at the offseason. I would have loved that if Russell Wilson did not come here.
I would have loved with that as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a double hit there at that point. So again, Raiders 20, Patriots 13. On that there, let's see here. I had the Raiders to win. You had the Patriots. I had the Raiders to cover the spread, which they did. Again, you had the Patriots. I had the under. You had the over. So you goose egged that one, and I got my trifecta.
Whole thing.
So
pretty much the difference in the whole week.
It was that one game. I told you, Sneaky Pete, never, ever. Don't trust.
Listen, that was my motto going forward. And damn it, I thought I had faith in Drake May. God damn Drake May.
Nope. I have no faith right now in the Patriots until proven otherwise. Next up, the Steelers at the Jets. Who would have thought the offensive juggernaut game would be the Steelers at the Jets? But that's what it was, guys. So
they're great for my fantasy.
Justin Fields to Garrett Wilson looks like a good duo there. Justin Fields was actually throwing the ball somewhat decent there. I won't say amazing, but somewhat decent, which is all you should need there with that defense in with the Jets there. But the defense so didn't show up. 34 points. I mean, Aaron Rodgers goes off for 4 touchdowns. That's insanity. I saw somebody make this comment, and it's hilarious because it's so true. The Packers actually brought back the team from 15 years ago to celebrate their 50th anniversary of their Super Bowl victory, the one ring that Aaron Rodgers got. And Aaron Rodgers couldn't be there because he was still slinging 4 touchdowns 15 years later. Kind of impressive. I hate to say it because Rodgers is kind of a jerk. That's kind of impressive. It really is. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's also.
You want to say otherwise, but it is. No, it is. You can't even say otherwise.
It is. Hands down, it is. But it's also same time, like, also like his revenge game against the Jets. Like the Jets was not a good team defensively this year. Won't
Well,
be. And it's
I'm
like,
not a fan of Aaron Glenn as a coach, so I'll say that right off the bat. I mean, you know, you basically took the guy from the Lions because the Lions are winning, but the Lions aren't winning because the defense. They're winning because the offense. That's the honest truth of the matter.
yeah,
That's like saying you were going to go get the defensive coordinator from the Rams back in the greatest show on turf. Like that just didn't make sense. Not that Mike Martz was a good head coach either, just saying, but it's just things like that have to be said. Aaron Rodgers after the game. I got to put this comment in there because this definitely riled up a lot of Jets fans. And since we're riled up as Giant fans, we got to go ahead and do that there. Aaron Rodgers said, "It was nice to win, especially hearing some of the cat calls out there and the boo birds." First off, who says that? Cat calls and boo birds.
hey, is he our kid? Maybe that's his guy.
And then he says, "I'm not sensitive about that. I expected that. I kind of like that." Okay, I'm going to call BS on him right there. Point blank. You're bringing it up in the post-game interview. It bothered you. Just say that.
He's so here's the thing. He's the guy say it doesn't bother him because he won. They lost. That's disrespectful. That's the guy he is.
I'm not buying that for a heartbeat. It bothered him. And then he says, "But there were probably people in the organization who didn't think I could play anymore. So it was nice to remind those people that I still can." And then he was asked about Aaron Glenn, if he was happy to beat Aaron Glenn. Again, obviously Aaron Glenn brought him in, made him fly out to New York just to tell him that they were going to go in a different direction. And he says, "I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets." So yeah, safe to say no love lost between the Jets and Aaron Rodgers at this point. That was definitely a very messy. Anyway, Steelers, we both had them to win, so we got that. We both had them to cover the spread, but they only won by 2 points. There's 2.5 point spread, so we missed that one there. I had the under, you had the over. So yeah, you got 2 points. I got 1 point in that one. Not a good game for me. Next up, the Giants at the Commanders. Again, we already know enough on this. Commanders win 21-6. You want to hear our thoughts on that? Go to the post-game episode we did yesterday. It's probably the best point. We start us ranting again. We're going to keep on ranting and not stop. Commanders win, so I got the point for that. Giants, you and I both put the Giants to beat the spread at that point because we do typically play the Commanders close, and that obviously did not work out in our favor. So we didn't get that. You picked the over. I picked the under on that. So we got a little bit of points on that one there. But yeah, we got to stop. We just got to stop doing the Giants as like a homer pick. we got to stop having faith in them at this point. There, I feel like. Let's get into the 4 o'clock games here. So Titans at the Broncos. Got Cam Ward's NFL debut against what could potentially be the best defense in all of the NFL. Not a good way to start your career. And basically that's what it boils down to, is the Broncos D was too much for the rookie quarterback there. 12 of 18 and 112 yards was the stats for Cam Ward, who quite frankly needs to learn to stop running backwards when the pressure hits at that point. He took 16-yard loss and 1 sack alone. But I mean, overall didn't do turnovers. So it could be a whole lot worse, that's for sure for him. But again, Broncos win 20-12. So let's see here. You and I both had the Broncos to win. We got the points there. You and I actually had the Broncos as the spread pick. Now the spread went to 8.5 points. It was 8 when we did the show. So in the end, we can't give ourselves that. Can't do it. And then you and I both picked the over because honestly, we thought the Broncos put up a whole lot more points than they did. So yeah, crazy. I mean, we thought both.
I don't know if you know it. I don't know if you know what it's called. It's called a push.
I know
it's a no point. It's called no point.
But I actually looked up to see what the spread went to to see if we can give
Yeah,
ourselves.
but that's not fair to say. If I bet it on,
I get it. We got to have a win or a loss. There's no goddamn ties. I hate the ties. They drive me nuts.
you can't say that. It's called a push. But it's push.
That's why I told everybody point blank it was 8 when we made our spread picks at that point.
You still get no points. It's a push.
I know that. The same result. I hate the ties. I hate the ties. The push thing is stupid. Every single one should be based on
well, no, it's not fair because if it's 8.5, I would have went under.
I'm just saying we didn't get the win either way.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't change our scores in the day. 49ers at the Seahawks in what must be, I think the Seahawks are probably the only fan base as disappointed as we are today. Like, seriously, you change up everything, in the second year after you forced out Sneaky Pete. You go ahead and get a new quarterback in Sam Darnold, get rid of Geno Smith. He wins over in, Foxborough, and then you have this abomination of a game. The 49ers 17 and the Seahawks 13. And both offenses, guys, point blank looked bad. It's one of those
very
games
bad.
He had to win. That's where it boiled down to. Brock Purdy did end up leading a late TD drive that was capped off with a highlight catch there. As crazy as it sounds in a bad offensive game by third string tight end Jake Tongas, who was only in the game because George Kittle was already out in the game. He was in as now the second tight end, being that George Kittle was out. And I'll tell you, highlight reel kind of catch. Go ahead and look it up. Jake Tongas, Tonges, if you want to search the catch there. So I can't show it because of copyright issues and all. NFL will come down on this. Seahawks did get a chance to win it in the red zone after that late TD drive, but Nick Bosa actually went ahead and caused a fumble on Sam Darnold, with basically end of the game there. So absolute craziness there. McCaffrey on the day, we talked about what he's going to be healthy. Is he not going to be healthy? And that's a big, big, big thing for the Niners, the way this team is now. 142 total yards. So not a bad day for him there, where it was a late injury added to the injury list for him there. So let's see here. You and I both had the Seahawks to win and cover. So that didn't work out. We both had the under, though. So we got the points for that one there. This is the problem with us picking every single game, no matter what. Because half these games I wouldn't have touched with my 10-foot pole, point blank.
Yeah, this game, let's be real. Like, you got the Niners, who are banged up coming to this game. Like, and that's a nice way to put it. Banged up. And you got a divisional game with just a new all-around offense. You don't know what to expect. And, the Niners have been playing the Seahawks well, but it's like a 60-40 split over the past year. So, you look at this, it really is a flip of coin, especially in week one.
Yeah, well, it's also, you don't know what to expect out of the Seahawks with everything with the changes. That's a lot of changes.
That's what I'm saying.
Both receivers, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, they get rid of Geno Smith. They bring in Sam Darnold, which you don't know what you're getting into Sam Darnold still. You only have one good year. Absolute craziness.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You look at the Niners offense, right? So the best guy out there is McCaff and Kittle. So McCaff just coming off a crazy injury, who I've joked around before when we're making bets, is he's the best when he's not the number one overall pick in football. You got Kittle, who's over the hill coming to the tight end position. And he played well until he got hurt and was taken out of the game. And then you had Deebo Samuel, who's no longer with the Niners, because guess what? He just kicked the crap out of the Giants.
Yep.
So it's, you're looking at this game, it's like, who's Purdy throwing it to?
I'm going to give you some pushback on Kittle being old, though. He's 31. If he was a running back, yes, he'd be old. For a tight end, he's at the tail end of his prime.
Well, stats will argue otherwise, because the past few years he's not put up the numbers. So I think his best numbers was he was like 27 or 28. So
if we're going just based on numbers alone, I mean, he had 1,106 yards last year, which was his second highest total.
Okay, what was the year before?
Year before, he had 1,020, which is his fourth highest.
The year before that.
Okay, we've got to go back 3 years. Now he's 28 years old.
I literally said his best year was 27, 28. So, are you talking about that short term? Yeah.
27, 28. We'll find out a couple of years if that's his best season.
No, see, now if you're not giving me the stats are stats, right? So last year, second best. I said no, give me last year. The year before that is stats. Like Kittle's still good, and Kittle got a lot of receptions last year because what's his face got injured in receiving, so Kittle came back to the receiving offense.
Okay. So fine, we'll go the year before that. The year before that, he was, let's see here, 765 yards in 15 games. And then 900.
No, it's top 4. Oh, that's not his top 2. So you're telling me
what I'm saying is
I'm not saying
top 4 seasons, and you're saying that he's getting old and he's slowing down. I got to stand up for the player.
Just saying, took a step back. I know the reason he had more yards is because there's injuries on the offense last year.
I'm saying point blank that I don't think that. If you look at his targets, 94 last year, 90 the year before that. Year before that, 86. The year before that, 94. His targets.
So you're telling me. So he was on a slump, and he had a great year last year. Perfect. Cool.
No,
because that's not decline.
Where are you getting that from? 94 and 90 the last 2 years.
Yeah. But his best years in the past 4 years was last year.
You made the case that this is a reason because he was getting more targets, getting targeted more. So what I'm showing you is this is the target.
Well, I didn't say he was starting more.
You said because he was getting more because he was the only guy to throw the ball to. Is basically what you said because of the injuries.
Yeah, well, last year. So
that's the targets. 94 targets last year. He had 1,106 yards. And again, 90 the year before that, 86 the year before that, 94 the year before that. That's not off his pace. If you want to go,
you're looking at completion. So
no, I'm not. I'm looking at targets, not completions. That's targets.
Yeah.
Completion wise, his completions were 78, 65, 60, and 71. He was actually more efficient last year. I got to stand up for Kittle. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Jason's the only thing I trust Rob's opinion on is buffet recommendations. Not if he's going to the Golden Corral.
Just saying.
It's not exactly the best place to go, as for damn sure. Anyway, let's get on to the 425 games. I still hate to do 405 and 420. Just call them all 4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
First one is the Packers with the Lions coming into town here, which is supposed to be a very exciting NFC North matchup there. One team obviously riding high on the Micah Parsons pickup there, which you can tell the Packers were excited to play with this guy point blank, who had a kind of like in half the snaps, basically had 1 sack and 3 more pressures in the game there. And the Lions offense looked like nothing like it's looked the last couple of years at all. Ben Johnson obviously has moved on to the Chicago Bears. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to sit there and say it's all Ben Johnson, but definitely something seems to be wrong in Denmark based on that game there. Again, it's 1 game. I don't want to go too crazy off 1 game. But Packers crushed the Lions. So it looked in total like control of the entire game, start to finish. 27-13 was the final score there. In that game there, you and I both picked the Packers to win. We both picked the Packers to go ahead and cover. You picked the under on the points, so you got the trifecta on that one. That was the one thing I was wrong on, was that there. But yeah, losing the coordinators, both on defense and offense, in one off season is not very. And like I said, Dan Campbell's a great motivator. We said this going into the game. Dan Campbell's a great motivator. I can't sit there and say he's a great offensive coach. I can't sit there and say he's a great defensive coach. He's a CEO type of head coach.
I do have to say, if anyone's out there so happy in fantasy football, be on the same team. Sorry, in the same league. I also picked the Packers defense for this week over the Ravens. Everyone said I was crazy. So, hey,
I wouldn't say you're crazy for that matchup. The Josh Allen and the Bills do typically put up some points against the Ravens, but we'll get to that matchup shortly. There. Next one up, we got the Texans at the Rams, and another game of I guess somebody had to win. Like that's pathetic. This game was. It was crazy.
It should have been a very, very good game. It felt like it should have been a very high-powered, offensive, fun game, and it was vanilla.
I mean, it was a close game, so it was a fun one to watch. But 14-9 was the end result there. I mean, Rams also they put up a lot of yards, just couldn't put up a lot of points to go with it. Puka Nacua at 10 catches, 130 yards. He left the field in the game as well. Injuries definitely are always an issue with him. Matt Stafford, 21 of 29, 245 yards and a touchdown. Ended up eclipsing 60,000 passing yards in his career. Only I think they said 9 people to do that in the NFL history. So kudos to Matt Stafford because that's anytime you're one of the 9 people to do something in over 100-year history of the NFL, you're doing something right. I still don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he definitely goes in the Hall of Very Good. The game actually ended because running back Dare Ugunbale, I'm going to probably mispronounce his name. Sorry, I don't mean to be that butcher guy, but fumbled late in the game as the Texans were driving, which basically sealed up the loss there for them. So yeah, absolutely crazy close game there. Came down the wire, so there was a lot of fun there with that. But yeah, definitely, could have been a little bit better. That's for sure. But yeah, more offense I would have liked, but I'll take a close game. It's an old school game. I guess. Not the game you expect to be the old school game, but that's what happened there. Here's the crazy game here, and I think a lot of people had more fun probably watching this one because it was a high scoring game, and that was
a lot of fun.
Sunday night football here.
Sunday night.
I forgot to go over what we picked on those things, didn't I? Rams, you and I both had the Rams to win, Rams to cover, and we had the over on the points there. So we were right on the Rams overall, just wrong on the points. So did not too bad on that one there. Ravens at the Bills. And this one was not looking very close at all in the beginning. Bills were actually down 34-19 of the fourth quarter. Then each team got a quarterback. That's not quarterback. Each team got a touchdown. Getting late here. Ravens end up going up at that point 40-25 with 4 minutes left in the game. You would think that'd be it. Keon Coleman didn't get a diving touchdown catch off a deflection with 3 minutes left. Next drive, Ed Oliver rips the ball out of Derrick Henry for a fumble. Just 2 plays later, Josh Allen's diving in for a touchdown with just under 2 minutes. The go for a 2-point conversion, which fails. So now Ravens go 3 and out there after that. So now the ball is 1 minute, 33 seconds left. It was a 4th and 2nd they didn't go for, by the way. Chris Collinsworth was saying even during the broadcast, maybe the Ravens should just go for this because Josh Allen needs to be a man at a mission here. But they elected to just go ahead and punt it. 2 passing plays later, set up for a 32-yard game-winning field goal with just 3 seconds left. Bills squeak out a win, 41-40. Josh Allen on the day,
fantastic game.
46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 additional rushing touchdowns. So 4 touchdowns. You have him on your fantasy team, Rob? Because goddamn.
No, actually, I had Lamar Jackson, who was spectacular. Yeah, but that's only because I couldn't get Josh Allen. Who I think, listen, at the end of the day, I will not hide it. I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback this year. Play football. Probably last year as well. He is the modern day, like everyone say Mahomes, because Mahomes is.
Yeah.
He's very, very talented. But he's taken a step back the past 2 years. He is not throwing the ball or he's done what he was doing, and we're still riding a high horse. But your top 3 quarterbacks in this NFL this year is going to be Mahomes. It's going to be Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Burrow, and then Mahomes takes a step back.
Honestly, until proven otherwise, I'll still say Mahomes is the best right now. I gotta see more time with him before I sit there and say otherwise. But honestly, if I had to give the analysis as far as like a comparison to a prior generation, I would say Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady and Josh Allen is Peyton Manning.
That's fair because Tom Brady will go up, win you Super Bowl, but it will be a top 14, 13 quarterback. Like he won't technically be like 15, but he won't quite make the 10. Like there's been years where he's done very minimum to win a Super Bowl, and there's been years where he's been the overall like number 1 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I mean, and he got better as he got older too, which was the crazy part because he got just that more smarter about the game there. Whereas, Peyton Manning was the stat compiler, really would lose in the playoffs quite often. Finally got a ring, got dragged to the second one. That I'm thinking
literally five snack.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty bad there. So overall, listen, we got one more game to go, so we'll have to see what happens overall. But overall, so far, we didn't do bad necessarily on the picks, straight up picks. I got 11 of them right for of the 15 games that are so far done. You got 8 up, and now we lost Rob again. And then on the spread picks there, we each got only 5 of them right so far. Again, this is why we would say, do not bet week 1. We still don't know who everybody is in the NFL. I swear by that every year. We do horrible week 1, and we end up over 50% at the end of the day there. On the over-under picks, right now I got 7 wins. Rob has 6. We both picked the Vikings to win, cover the spread, and go over in the game. As of right now, it's 17-12 for the Bears with 14 minutes left. So it looks like we're going to kind of goose egg on that game there. We each got 2 trifectas. So right now I got a 4-point lead on Rob this week, and that's going to stay no matter what there. So I will win this week on our picks games that we always do every single week. So like I said, next week is when you start seeing a little better idea of who to start betting on, and you'll see some of the numbers start going up there. And hopefully you'll see the numbers going up for the Giants there as well, and we stop embarrassing, ourselves here. But listen, it's been a lot of rough times for Giants fans. We're kind of used to this point there. So
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please,